This is Charles Kao with TravelMole TV in Bangkok at the IT&amp CMA and Corporate Travel World with Hank Roeder, who's the Vice President with GBTA, Global Business Travel Association. And hi Hank, good to see you again.
Hi Charles, it's good to see you again as always on a different continent, but good meeting. This continues to be a good source for us to broaden our brand exposure.
Asia Pacific market we're talking about. Let's step back a moment. I want to give our audience who are not familiar with GBTA of what it is, the scope of its global operation, and what value add it provides members. So to start off with, who would join GBTA?
Well, our prime constituency, Charles, is our travel buyers. We like to use the term travel managers. They come in different shapes and sizes and titles of a travel manager, director of travel, global travel manager, coordinator, assistant, and essentially those people who negotiate, arrange, buy travel, business travel.
Business travel.
That's our group. And when we changed our name from the National Business Travel Association, February 13th of this year, to the Global Business Travel Association, obviously we had to, and we still have to make sure that people understand what that's all about. Certainly with currently with our own groups in GBTA USA, GBTA Canada, GBTA Europe, GBTA Mexico, GBTA Australia, New Zealand, and then recently rolled out GBTA Latin America. We are fulfilling, if you will, our mission of being a global association.
And these international presence, you merge, or you acquired actually, existing buyer, business, corporate travel buyer organizations in those countries, and they became part of GBTA.
Right. In the instance of Europe, that's true. In the instance of Canada, that's true. In Mexico, we established our own.
What was it called before in Europe?
Europe, it was a series of buyer-led organizations, better known as the Paragon Partnership.
Okay.
In the Nordic countries, the Netherlands, Germany, the UK.
In Canada, it was called.
Canada, it was originally called the Canadian Alliance of Business Travel.
Okay. What value add would I receive to join GBTA?
Well, especially if you have global travel management responsibilities, we are able now to provide for those members the experience, whether it's an event or information about an event that we had in Amsterdam just a week ago. Obviously, our annual convention, which was in Denver, hosting over 75 education sessions, or something that we put together here in Bangkok, Thailand with TTG, the organizers, whether it's on low-cost carriers. We had our Director of Research, Joe Bates, for the third year in a row now, has offered this group here a global snapshot of the future of business travel with emphasis on Asia Pacific. Our friends in TTG, using their database, was able to reach out, take the instrument, translate it into Mandarin, and get it to the mainland and increase the viability of the research result that we got.
So, let me put it in my own words. You would provide me as a member information that are research-based, that's one, about all aspects related to corporate business travel, that's one. I would also learn about business opportunities, tricks of the trade from other members that are global, whether it be face-to-face at events.
Certainly peer involvement and networking is probably one of the most valuable aspects, and we can do that on a listserv. We can do that on a new electronic portal that will be called the GBTA Hub, which is not up yet, but that's going to expand the effectiveness and the interactivity of what's
business networking,
yeah.
like social networking.
Yeah.
I would meet suppliers that provide services for business corporate travel. I would also, this is funny, you were telling me earlier that some people in certain markets who are not familiar with GBTA, you would say, have you ever heard of the hotel RFP? Yeah? And they go, oh yeah. Because, tell us about the GBTA's role with the hotel RFP.
Yeah, well, we have several committees that are established, about 7 standing committees. They're a valuable asset to the association, and for example, the Hotel Committee revises each year the Hotel RFP. It's now in electronic form, and it's really known worldwide.
Right. Establishes the common standard for buyers and hotels for requests for proposal electronically. And which are the other committees? Because that kind of describe the different segments.
Yeah, we have, of course, the Aviation Committee. We have Global Social Responsibility. We have Groups and Meetings. The Technology Committee. And all of them are quite active. They're producing white papers or guidelines, and they perform an integral part of the creation of education sessions, both at our annual convention and some of our activities and events throughout the year.
And I see here the various kind of research papers you provide that provide your members a lot of up-to-date information about trends and statistics of what's actually going on.
Yeah, the 2 reports that Joe reported on here were one on travel policy that was sponsored by Visa, and again, that's travel policy in a global basis. So we had responses. Again, as I mentioned, sending the instrument out in Mandarin to the mainland China group, that made sense there. And then also there was one on premium air travel that's sponsored by Boeing. So we're allowing the folks in this region to get a taste of what really good objective research is with, again, from a source that has no axe to grind. We are an objective source. We don't, our product is in essence the education and the research.
Now, if I am just a small travel company, that has a sizable corporate business base, bring a few small $1 million, would membership in the Global Business Travel Association be for me, as
Sure.
well as a gigantic?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that they can learn obviously by joining GBTA. They can network as well. They can, of course, come to the convention. They can interact at some of the regional meetings. They might want to even become a part of one of our 40 local chapters from around the country.
Excellent. Hank Roeder, Vice President of Global Business Travel Association, GBTA. Thank you so much, Hank.
Thank you, Charles.